Okay, let me record for the YouTube, and I'll take this opportunity to bring to your attention that this is our second video for the YouTubers. I'm talking to the YouTubers. This is our second video. If you have not watched the first video, please make sure you watch the first video before you come back to this one. Okay, let's begin. So, as a continuation of where we were estimating the project cash flows control bolt, Alt HBP to put a top border. You come to 2023 equals. So under 2023, we'll take our operating cash flows, shift plus, and we'll not take the working capital investment because we only invested 5 million. We did not invest 25. So we'll take the 5 million, enter. No, the 5 million, you see, the 5 million is in a negative format. Control enter. You see it's a negative, it minuses. So you must be very careful because it was in a negative, we will minus it so that we add. No, I'm confusing you guys. We can't add it because it's an outflow. It's an outflow of cash, it's not an inflow. That's why it's an outflow. Sorry, it's an outflow. Alt HBP. Because there is no any outflow, we'll go up here, up to here. Then equals. This one will be our operating cash flows plus our terminal benefits, because of terminal benefits we will be receiving them there, plus the less the capital gain tax. It's a negative format, that's why I'm adding it. Control bolt, Alt HBP to put a top border. From there now we have estimated the question part B. You see it was very long, the relevant cash flows for the project period. So those are the project cash flows. So we go to part C of the question. It says the net present value of the project and advice on the viability. As simple as NPV was here, NPV equals NPV, press tab to open the parentheses, and you are told the what we'll be using, it's the 11% that we established, the nominal. This 11%. Okay, that's the rate, comma, control backspace to jump to the active cell, the values. So the values here, as NPV, I said we don't add the first cash outflow. We start from where the cash inflows comes in because we are finding the present value. This one is the first year, so it's just the same. There is no present value on it. You close the brackets, then you add the it's in percentage form. Don't worry, just come up here, change it in currency format, and you see the project is viable. Yeah, and we'll be a little bit faster. So if you have any problem, you can always ask me. You can always chat with me on my WhatsApp. I'll be just there to help. So we go to our next question. This is also a little bit similar to what we've done. And I'll read it. The following relates to Mambu Limited. Mambu Limited is considering to buy a production machinery. The machine will have a cost of 65. The machine will need an installation cost of 15, and the initial investment in working capital of 20,000. The machine is expected useful life of 3 years, at the end of which it can be sold for 23. The investment will result to incremental revenue of 40, costs of 5, and from the first year. The inflation rate is expected to be 2.5%, and the tax rate is 30, and the nominal cost of capital is 12%. Revenue, cost, and working capital is expected to grow as inflation, and the depreciation is 25% per Now, required using Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, determine if Mambu Limited should carry on the investment using NPV. So we'll go direct to it. Question 3. It's also similar to what we've done. So the years we've been told is 3 years. Always start with year 0, year 1, year 2, year 3. I'll highlight them to bold them and sorry. I'll highlight them and bold them and put a border. Alt HBH to put a thick bottom border. So I'll start directly with the income statement. Merge and center, control bold. So we have the incremental revenue. We have the revenue. We also have operating costs that will increase. Oh, we also have depreciation. Then we'll go to, sorry. This one is not merged. I'll do this. It's merged, so I'll unmerge. We go to tax, then profit after tax. Then I'll just, with Excel, you don't have to do everything. I'll just come back here. Where was I? Was I here? And I'll hide. Sorry. When highlighting, if you have merged cells, they tend a little bit to disturb, but it's good. I just highlight this way. Then I do Control C. I come to question 3. With the other cursor, I do Control V. Gives me all that what I wanted. I come, I merge this one. Yes, I don't have to repeat it all. And so we've been told the machine will need an installation of 60, 65, and 15, that's 80. And the initial working capital is 20. So fixed asset investment, we always invest in year 0, it's 80. And I want it to be a negative. Working capital investment is 20. We come see the investment will result in incremental revenue of 40. So the revenue starts in year 1, it doesn't come from year 0, 40. The operating cost is 5,000. Depreciation, we've been told is 25. Let it wait first. And tax, profit after tax. I wish I have just to do the depreciation. So equals. So the depreciation is 25%. Open the bracket. This 80 here, 80 minus the salvage value was 23. We didn't write. Minus the salvage value times 0.25. Control enter. You see, and year 2. So I'll just write here a simpler thing. I'll do equals 80 minus the salvage value. I want to know what was remaining. It was 57. So equals, open bracket, 57,000 minus the previous one. Control enter. And then, no, this one is very huge, times 0.25. Yes, the rate. We go to the next one, equals the 57 minus, you put there the sum of these two, close brackets, you again close because you've opened two brackets, times 0.25, control enter. Why is it coming a negative? The depreciation cannot be a negative. 57,000
yeah.
minus the sum of, sorry, you see, if you don't put equal signs, you can always correct up from here, from the function tab there. You must put equal sign in front, minus the sum of these two, close bracket. No, I must open another bracket so that the multiplication doesn't, times 0.25, control enter. You see, that one is good because the asset always decreases. If you see it decreasing, you are good. And earnings before tax equals this, shift plus, I'm adding because this one is a negative, so I'll be subtracting, then minus the depreciation, control enter, control bolt, alt HBP to put a top border, and you drag along that way. No, it's good. So we were told about inflation here. Revenue cost and working capital is expected to grow as inflation, and the inflation rate is 2.5%. So here 3 revenue will be equals to this one times 1.025,
0 to 5.
isn't it?
Yes.
The 2.5%. And if you think you can mistake, you can write a bigger formula like that one, plus 1 shift plus, because it's increasing, plus 1.25 shift percent. You close the brackets, control enter, that, and you just do it alone. And it was the same thing for operating cost also. They were also increasing at 0.25%. So you just come here and you do this, and you also do this. Then the tax was 30%, equals 0.3 times the earnings before tax, control enter. That is the tax. Then we come to profit after tax equals the above minus tax, because tax is positive, control bolt to bolden, alt HBP, put a top border, and to drag along. Okay, to our, also we have been told here the working capital also will be changing as inflation, because but when we start here, you see now we are from year 0 to year 1, so the inflation cannot be there. It will be just this way, 20. So inflation will start from year 2, equals this one, shift open bracket times shift open bracket 1 shift plus 2.5 shift percent, control enter. And you do also the working capital changes, previous minus current, current minus previous, I mean. Right, you come to terminal benefits. Our terminal benefits are 2. We have the 23 equals 23, the salvage value minus the working capital plus the inflation, because this is what will be recovered. You can't recover this one. We'll recover this one. So I'm minusing because it's in negative format. Control enter. Then capital gain tax. So we must find our accumulated depreciation. You come here, you press Alt equals, it adds across, Control enter. And our investment was 80. So equals this one minus the accumulated depreciation. So this is what will be taxed. So it will be equals point. No, this is not what will be taxed. What will be taxed, it will be the salvage value is 23. Let me write that one first. 23, 1, 2, 3, enter. So capital gain tax will be equals the 23 minus the, let me close them in bracket and I multiply them directly times 0.3 the tax rate. Come to project cash flows equals this one shift plus this one. It's in percentage. You can also press Control 1. When my Control 1 is loading, Control 1 that brings this one. You can change. I want it if you want a number. Like let me put a number. Let me say 2 decimal places. Okay. Then you come to profit after tax. This one plus working capital changes. Also that one will be there. And we come to here. There's no problem there. Equals. But no. There's no one to tell me that we are doing a mess here and we didn't add depreciation back.
Yes.
We didn't add depreciation back. You can press that one, then Control Shift plus, then you move the cells down. You come here, you Control X, you do Control V, you come add the depreciation equals. Where is the depreciation here? Control
14.
Enter. Yeah. Then now our operating cash flows. This one. Shift plus the depreciation added back. Control Bolt Alt HB2. That way. So we come to here equals. We correct this one. Shift plus. It's just the same. Here there is no problem. Just that the box is small. So it will be operating cash flow. Shift plus this one. Let me add also this one, but there's no value here, so it will be just like 0. But I'm doing for the sake of the fifth one. Control Enter. Control Bolt. So the fifth one the third one I'll just do this way. I adjust it. Canceling. I do Alt HBP. I come to NPV. Tab equals NPV. Our rate was 12. You can mute. Our rate was 12%. So 12%, comma, our values. We start from here. We don't start from year 0. Close bracket, shift plus you reduce the decimal places. It's in a negative format, so we'll reject the project. We go to part 4 of the question. Yeah, I'm trying to save time. So part 4 of the question. This one was in the pilot paper, December 2022 pilot paper. So let me read it. You are a financial management consultant at an investment firm. A potential client requests you to analyze an investment with the following features. Cost of investment 10 million. Investment pays a sum of shillings X at the end of the first year. This payout grows at the rate of 10% per year for 11 years. Required. If your discount rate is 15%, calculate the minimum value of X that should attract the investor to the investment. So here it's very simple. Here we will bring something called the goal seek function under
Yes.
Excel. Yeah. So we'll create a small table. We'll have the year tab, the discount rate. No, it's always cash flows first,
Yes.
tab, and the discount rate, tab, and now what else is there? The present values. The present values. So we have our years. So we were told the years were 11, 1. There's a simpler format to do this. You right click, don't right click. You right click. When it's plus here, you right click, you take it up, then you bring it down again. You hold on the right click. When you on the right click, when you bring it down, you leave the right click, and it will bring this, and you go to series, and you put it to columns, and you put it to 11, and you do an OK. So it goes down up to 11. You come to cash flow. So first year, the year zero, not first year. Year zero, it's an investment of 10 million. Cost of investment is 10 million. So the investment is an outflow. Okay, the investment is an outflow. And you'll be told if your discount rate is 1 point, it's 15%. Discount rate is 15%. Here, if you have done financial management up to the advanced level, I think you know this formula. So the formula is the present value formula, the original one, not for Excel. You just key in because we want to use the goal seek function. So it will be 1, you open brackets, 1, shift plus the rate. Our rate is 15%, isn't it? So
Yeah.
we just key in that one 15%, and we close our bracket, and we power that by the year, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, control enter. So we find year 1, that year 0, it will be just 0. It goes down, it has gone up to 11. You reduce the decimals to 4 decimal places, and you come, you do this one. So the present values will be equals the cash flows times the discount. Control enter.
Right.
Yeah. Then it goes down, it's 0, 0, 0, isn't it? And the question is very simple. It has asked that if the discount rate is 15%, calculate the minimum value of X that should attract the investor. So an investment must be a positive. We'll look for if the values are positive, so we'll take it as a 0. So if it's at a 0, the investor will take it. So here we come, we do equals sum, where the NPV, now we are equating the NPV to be 0. Control enter. So we want to make this value a 0, isn't it? But we have been told here, you must read this question. This question was a little bit trickier. Here, this payout grows at the rate of 10% per annum. So the rate will be growing. will be growing. So the rate will, because it's a pair, the payout will start in year one. So the growth will start from year two. So equals what will be in year one shift times the growth rate of 10%. So it will be 1.1. Control enter. Then you take it down, isn't it? Now you come here to data, you come to what if analysis, you come to goal seek. You have been asked the set cell. Set cell, we are setting this cell. This cell, we want our NPV to be the value to be equal to 0.
0.
Yes, by changing which cell? By changing the first cell.
Yeah.
So that we find the amount. Then we do okay. Wait. You come first, you come to data. Yes, the solver is in. No, you know we have added badly. You first will not add our first value first. Will not add our first value. Our first value will not add it. We'll start from here. Equals from here. The sum we are finding the sum of this all from year one, not from year one. 10,000. So you see now the present values are starting from here year one, isn't it? These are the present values. This is what we'll be getting. So if he receives this 12,998, it will be equal to 10 million. So the value of X, the minimum that the investor can take is this 1.2 million and something here. I'll after the class I'll send the solved part of the questions to the respective people, and you can always come back and see if I'm very fast. So we'll go to that one was over 3 marks. We'll go to the second part, the respective NPVs of the investment if the discount rate ranged between 10% and 15%. Assume that you have this one. You see here. This one is part 3. Now part 2 just maintains here on this line. The respective of the investment if the discount rates were range between 10 and 15. So here we'll create something called the data table. It's also under what if analysis. And so you can do this on your laptop and you find that it's not doing because maybe you have not adding a solver adding. So let me just take this opportunity and show you how to add in a solver. You can check if your computer doesn't have the solver here and data analysis. You cannot do anything with analysis. You'll be wrong. So to add this data analysis and solver adding, we come to file. You come to file, you come to options. Under options, we come to addings. Under addings here, you see there are many addings. You can the drop down list to see disabled items. But no, we come to Excel addings. You click on go. Make sure the solver adding is ticked and the analysis toolpack also it ticks. This one VBA is for macros. It's not a must. Make sure these two, this one are very important for you if you are doing this business data analytics. They must be ticked so that you can perform some things on Excel. Okay. So the part 2 of the question I was saying we incorporate something called the data table. If you have had an opportunity to see syllabus, the business data analytics syllabus. I have it. If you haven't, you can communicate. I sent. They want you to know about the data table. So here is where the data table comes in. So we'll create something small here. We have been told from 10 to 15. So we start from 10, tab 11. I come back. I highlight the two, the plus arrow. It goes to 15. Control Bolt. I do Alt HBH, a border that's very thick, bottom border, and also here I have the. I must now find the NPV for this question before I create the data table NPV. So you see, we started from here. So these are the present value. So the NPV is the present value plus the cash flow. This is the sum. Let me do this first. You see, Alt HBP. Let me do this Alt HBP for top border and Control Bolt, so that you know that this is the sum from year one, the sum of present values. So NPV is equals to this one, present values, shift plus, because minus now, because this one is negative, Control Enter 0, so that the NPV is 0. This one is very vital. Control Bolt is very vital for a data table to work. So here I'll put the 10, So I just do equals, then I take the 10, Control Enter. Isn't it? I do Control Bolt and I do Alt HB BR for a right border there. It's there, the small one. And for here, I'll do here equals, then I'll put the NPV, Control Enter. I'll come now here, I highlight this table. I come to data, what if analysis. I come to data table, row input. You see, here, our row input will be, now we'll click on, you see here we have a small error. The data table won't work. The data table only works when everything is dynamic. So we have to create this very dynamically, so that we can do the data table. Sorry for that. So let me just clear the content. We have time, don't worry. Clear content. Then I'll do Alt HBM to put there no borders. Also delete Alt HBM to remove the borders. So to make this thing dynamic, it's just simple. So we must have this. We start here. Cost of investment is 10. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 10 million. We have the payments that will be required, and we also have the not equal number of years. We also have leave the growth percentage. And we also have the rate. The rate is what I'm looking for. So the payment here is what we have to calculate. The number of years is 11, and the rate is 15%. It's here, the 15%. Yeah, as we did that, yeah, cash flow, we couldn't rub, and discount rate, and the present values. Alt HBH and Control B to bold them. So we start our year from 0, enter 1, Control enter, then you come here down, you right click and hold on the right click up, down, you come to series, you change to columns to number 11, then okay. Our cash flows, it will be negative. This one, Control enter. Our discount rate will be equals 1, shift open bracket 1, shift plus our rates. So making things dynamic is like we are taking from here. You'll see how vital it is, and I'll press F4 to lock that one completely, and close bracket. We do power, so shift power the year, isn't it? Control enter. Then we do a double click there. You come to home. Let me pin this one down. Come to home. We do 4 decimal places. We come to year 2 where the growth will be starting. It will be year 1. We have already done this part. This is why I'm going faster, times 1.1, the growth rate. And I come here, equals, the present value will be this one times the discount rate, Control enter. Then I go down. I double click there when it's a black plus. Double click down there. I come here. I do Alt HBP for top bolt. I do Control bolt. Then I equals sum. Press tab from year 2. So that I get the present values. Control enter. You don't have to close the bracket if it's a very simple. So these are the present values. Let me do this way. Present values. Cost NPV, isn't it?
Yes.
Equal. So this one will be this one minus this one, isn't it? Control enter. Control bold. No, it's not minus. It's plus because this cost would be in negative.
Negative.
Yes, you will be the plus. Control enter. And we only have again 1 minute. We will log in again. No problem. So let us finish the goal seek function. The goal seek function. This one equals to this one within the 1 minute. So we click here. We go to okay. Let's log out and log in again, and that's it because we have less than a minute, and we'll continue from there.